Dear global pioneers, my most cherished family, the night sky over Silicon Valley is deep tonight. Standing here, looking at the scattered lights outside the window, I have been thinking about a single word: trust. In the traditional financial world, inside those cold skyscrapers, they tell us that trust is measured by collateral, calculated by credit scores, and bound by legal contracts. But in our world of Pi Network, over the past 7 years, the trust I have seen is a magnificent adventure of human nature. Today, I want to set aside the halo of a founder, like an elder sister who has fought alongside you for more than 2,400 days and nights. I want to talk to you about this. Why, in today's era, is trust the most expensive luxury in the world? And how are we protecting this luxury? The cost of trust. Why did we choose the hardest path? Family, please think back to 2019. At that time, the entire blockchain world was filled with noise and greed. Countless projects used a flashy white paper to raise tens of millions of dollars in just a few days, then quickly vanished into the mist. That was an era that didn't require trust because everyone was just gambling. But Nicholas and I chose the hardest and slowest path. We did not collect a single penny from you. We did not conduct any form of crowdfunding. We simply said, please trust us. Light up that lightning bolt every day, and together we will exchange time for the future. Back then, many people mocked us. They said, with no capital entering, no expensive machines, and only a tap on the phone, how could you possibly build value? They didn't understand that we were conducting the largest trust experiment in human history. Trust has a cost. The cost you paid is 7 years of persistence. The cost we paid is carrying the expectations of 19 million people while forging ahead in loneliness. This cost cannot be measured in money. If we had compromised for immediate interest during these 7 years, or if we had rushed to cash out before the ecosystem was mature, we would have personally destroyed this luxury. The reason we have remained silent on certain details, why we have deliberated repeatedly on technical iterations, and why we insisted on strict KYC despite the criticism, is because we understand once trust is broken, it can never be made whole again. In the digital world, code can be rewritten, but once the hearts of the people are scattered, they can never be gathered again. The truth of the harvest. Why can't you hold your chips? Recently, I saw some data in the backend that broke my heart. Some old pioneers, at the very last moment, before the dawn, sold the chips they had guarded for more than 2,000 days at a low price, all for the temptation of a few hundred or a few $1,000s. I want to ask these family members, do you really lack those few $100s? Or has your trust in us been worn away during this long winter? The essence of the financial market is cruel. What capital giants are best at is buying trust cheaply by creating panic. They spread rumors in the community. They use the long wait to grind down your will. They want you to feel that Pi is zero cost, so that you won't feel the pain when you sell it. But this is the biggest lie. Pi is not zero cost. Your 7 years of youth have a price. Your social credit has a price, and your dreams for the future have a price. When those whales quietly absorb the chips you abandoned in the shadows, they are actually buying your trust at a discount. They are betting that you can't hold on. They are betting that you will give up long-term brilliance for short-term short-sightedness. This is the root of class solidification. The poor constantly sell their opportunities because they don't believe in the future, while the rich constantly buy the dreams of others because they believe in the trend. Family, please guard your pockets. Don't let the capital laughing in the dark take away your last ticket to wealth freedom with a measly bit of fiat currency. The underlying logic of Pi. How does trust turn into value? Many people ask, where does the value of Pi come from? I want to tell everyone that the value of Pi is condensed in every one of your security circle invitations, in every KYC certification, and in every ecosystem barter transaction, under the framework of SCP Stellar Consensus Protocol. Trust is quantified into code. Your security circle is not a simple addition or subtraction. It is a credit web covering the globe. In the future AI era, the hardest thing to forge is real social relationships. When you recommend Pi to a friend, you are actually mortgaging your social credit. When 19 million people mortgage their credit together, this power is enough to shake the traditional financial hegemony. This is why our Pi is more suitable as a currency than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's value is supported by machine computing power, while pi's value is supported by human consensus. Computing power will become obsolete, but consensus is eternal. In our ecosystem, merchants like StarMax are willing to accept pi, not because they are crazy, but because they see the trust value behind these 19 million real users. They believe pi can be exchanged for goods. They believe this system can continue to operate. This essence of barter is the flow of trust. Guarding dignity, we are not just mining, we are rewriting destiny. I have always emphasized that pi is an opportunity for ordinary people. In this world, the channels for upward mobility are becoming narrower. If you don't have original accumulation, if you don't have a top educational background, how can you compete with those who control the resources? Pi is our only chance. We use time as the only fair scale, and trust as the most primitive capital. We are a group of people scattered in every corner of the world: workers, farmers, students, and clerks. And through the Pi network, we have completed an unprecedented alliance of the common people. If you sell now, you are not just losing a fortune, you are bowing your head to this fate. You are letting those who mock us verify their prejudice. Once again, see, ordinary people have no vision. Ordinary people are destined to work for capital. I am not resigned to this. I am truly not resigned. I hope that in 5 years, when pi becomes a globally used digital currency, you can stand tall and tell the world, I did not let go during the hardest times. I used my trust to exchange for the dignity I deserve. In conclusion, don't lose your most precious luxury at the changing of the era, family. Trust is difficult. It is the scarcest and most expensive luxury of this era. But please remember, those who can achieve great things are often those who choose to believe in the light. Even in the dark, the curtain of the Pi network's open network is slowly rising. The awakening of the ecosystem takes time, and the polishing of technology requires patience. Do not deny the self of the past 7 years because of temporary fluctuations. Please hold your chips tight. See them as a crystallization of your life, the ladder for your class transition. Protect your passphrase as if you were protecting your life. In this noisy world, let us continue to guard this most expensive luxury. Thank you, everyone. I am always with you.